Not long after sunrise, Marianne brought a plate of food to the room that Salome and Samuel shared. As Samuel came to accept the plate, Marianne refused to meet his eyes.
Good morning, Master Samuel.
Her voice was quiet, just barely audible.
The Abbess says to tell you she wishes to speak with you when you're done eating.
Thank you, Missy.
Without another word, Samuel closed the door. He turned to look at Salome, who was still curled up beneath a layer of quilts. Samuel spoke curtly.
I know you're awake. Get up and eat something. No use in you laying about all day.
After a moment of hesitation, Salome sat upright.
Here.
Samuel handed her the plate, which held 2 ladle-sized servings of oat porridge, 4 plain scones, and nothing else.
Aren't you going to eat any of it?
What do you think?
Salome took up her spoon and began to prod at the oat porridge.
What are you going to talk to Abbess Elinor for?
Samuel rummaged through his clothing trunk for a clean tunic.
It's nothing that concerns you.
Salome pushed the plate away.
Well, how come you get to go out? What about me?
Samuel pulled out an overlarge habit and studied it, before tossing it aside.
You'd only be in the way.
Salome leapt to her feet.
I ain't staying in this stuffy room all season. Shut up like some sort of criminal.
Samuel gave his sister a smile that was bright enough to beat any rainbow, which was confusing for Salome, until he spoke through clenched teeth.
Baby sister, don't try my patience today.
Salome was silent for a moment. Samuel shut his clothing trunk, having seen that it contained nothing but oversized green woodlander habits.
Toss me that tunic over there.
Salome snatched up the set tunic and spat on it, before crumpling it and firing it across the room to land at Samuel's feet. Samuel gave her another, even sweeter smile. He picked the tunic up without a word and slipped it on, disregarding the spittle.
How come you're trying to act all cool?
Salome demanded.
I ain't done nothing like that since I was a babe throwing tantrums, and I was feeling sure you'd come over and hit me like the varmint that you are.
Samuel headed for the door.
You're still not but a babe throwing tantrums, Salome. Just a big babe.
Salome was infuriated.
Why, you rotten pig! You're a smelly, garbage-fed sack of bones what got lucky when the rats' fleas didn't chew you up. You ain't my brother. Bet you're the son of a starved and half-dead cat and worm that's had its heart broken.
Samuel walked on, seeming as if he were deaf. Salome rummaged about for a word with which she could express all of her anger and contempt.
You scum!
Samuel froze just a few inches from the doorway. Slowly, he turned around to face her.
What?
There was no expression on his face, but his eyes bore a hard glint, one that Salome seldom saw. She swallowed hard.
Baby sister.
Samuel's voice was sweeter than honey.
Sit down and be quiet.
Several quiet, sitting down moments later, Salome was alone in the room. Sister Bethelle was spooning broth into Muryet's mouth, when a bang upon the infirmary door separated her from her task. Now, the elderly squirrel made no effort to conceal her exasperation, for this must have been the 60th visitor request that she had received within the past 16 hours.
Friar Jerome, Marianne, Kaemari, whoever you are, I will inform you when Muryet has fully recovered. Now please leave me before you disturb her with your dreadful lambasting.
Abruptly the door swung open, and Skipper Johndam strode into the room, followed by Abbess Elinor. Sister Bethelle sprang to her feet.
What is the meaning of this, sir? Have you no consideration for Muryet? And, God's name, a loaded sling, and a dagger covered with blood and dirt. How could you bring these dreadful things into my infirmary, to frighten my patient? Abbess Elinor, tell this creature that—
Abbess Elinor placed a paw across the sister's mouth, stifling the rest of her lecture. She spoke in a no-nonsense manner.
Be quiet, please, Bethelle.
Skipper Johndam laid the sling and Samuel's dagger down upon a night table.
Pardon me, sister. I forgot I was carrying them.
Muryet was sitting upright, propped against a plump head cushion that made her seem smaller and frailer than ever, half covered with a quilt. Abbess Elinor came over and sat upon the edge of the bed.
Muryet, my little one,
she said softly.
How are you feeling?
It would be quite difficult for any beast to smile with the taste of nettle broth lingering in her mouth. But Muryet did. The mother Abbess was here, and she was in just as much of a smiling mood as Muryet was. Even Skipper Johndam was smiling. They must have seen faintly, just as she had. It was the happiest day of her life.
I feel wonderful, Mother Abbess.
That gladdens me, my child. Come with Skipper Johndam and me. Friar Jerome has baked a cake for you, and he will be devastated if you do not come out to eat some of it.
The smile vanished from Muryet's face.
Oh, dear no, Marm, thank you. I'm quite full, really. And besides, I can't stand the taste of...
Skipper Johndam caught her by the arm before she could attempt to escape.
Sorry, Missy. This time you've got no choice.
He lifted her bodily and began to carry her out of the infirmary. Over the sound of Muryet's cries and protest, Sister Bethelle could be heard shrieking.
Murder! Willful assault! Call yourselves creatures of Redwall, do you? Release her immediately! Shame on you, you impostor of an abbess, to treat a defenseless child with such cold-hearted cruelty, such unflinching barbarity, such...
Now Abbess Elinor marched up to her and gave her a little push.
Bethelle, you must stop this now.
This was enough to startle the sister into silence, for the abbess had never been a physically aggressive creature.
Muryet will not be harmed.
Abbess Elinor found that she must shout in order to be heard over Muryet's screams.
Bethelle, run and find Jemiah, and ask him to toll the abbey bells 12 times. A meeting must be held in Cavern Hole.